guys, welcome back to Talking Success. I'm Faith, and I'm here to learn all about FinTech from Darren. Why Darren? Because he started a business about FinTech and he's the boss. So, hey Darren.
Hello, Faith. Thank you for having me on your show. How you doing?
Good, thanks. So, let's just get straight into this. So,
Okay then.
why is FinTech so cool?
Well, I think it's cool because there's lots of people doing some really interesting things that help people save money. They help people spend money, and they help people look after their money. So I think that's really cool. I think it gives people who are young and very old an opportunity to look after their money and keep their money nice and safe. It's better than having it under your mattress where, I don't know, your dog can come in and, eat your money, or your sister can come in and tear your money up. So it's a lot better. That's why I think it's cool.
And what is FinTech?
So FinTech stands for financial technology. Okay, so it's basically having, I don't even know where my phone is, it's basically having all your money kind of either on your phone or on your laptop or things like that. All right, so it allows you to make payments, it allows you to save money, it allows you to do other things that you would typically have to. When I was a young boy, I used to have to go into the bank with my mum and dad and have to stand in queues in the bank just to make a payment or put some money in there. So I don't have to do that anymore. I can now spend more time on Roblox or on Minecraft rather than having to queue in a bank. So that's what kind of FinTech is.
Okay, and how does FinTech keep money safe? Is it not safe in your mom's bag or something?
Well, it depends if your mum is going to go out and use it to buy like new handbags and shoes and things like that. But let's say she doesn't, and that's fine because not all mums do like doing that. But it can be quite dangerous, right? So someone can easily steal a bag, and then they've got all your money, and there's no way of getting that money back. So the way that FinTech works is it kind of uses almost like a secret lock that only you have access to. All right, and it's called something called encryption. Okay, so long word, but it means that something is very, very safe, and it's very difficult, or almost impossible, to ever get the key to that without them being you. Okay, so other things like, when you open your, I don't know if you've got like an iPhone, but if you've got an iPhone and you want to open your iPhone, you just look at it, then it opens. Okay, so that looks at your face and goes, ha. That's Faith. I'm going to open the phone. The same things happen in FinTech. So you can easily look at something and it will know it's you, and there's only one of you, right? And that's how it keeps it very, very safe. So it's a lot safer than keeping it in a handbag or under your bed or in a shoebox or in a freezer.
Is FinTech not dangerous then at all?
I don't think it's dangerous. I think it's important that people understand what it is and what it can do. There are parts of FinTech, so you might have heard something, I don't know whether you cover this at sort of school or you may have heard some of your family talking about it, but this thing called cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, I don't know if that means anything to you. No, it doesn't. Okay, so there's parts of sort of FinTech which can be seen as kind of gambling a little bit like going to a casino, which is not safe. Okay, and people need to understand that if they put their money there, they could lose it all. They really could. Okay, but the vast majority of FinTech tools that people use. So you probably, like, I don't know, your mum or your dad, when they're in a shop, I don't know, when they're in Woolworths, for example, and they're paying for food, they probably don't take out their cards anymore or use cash, right? Banknotes. They probably use their phone or maybe their watch. And that's how they're paying. That's FinTech, right? Your phone and your watch is FinTech.
You know this stuff quite well, hey? Why did you
I
decide to work in FinTech?
I guess it's really fun, huh? And the people are really cool. Like, not everyone obviously is as cool as me, but there are very, very cool people in fintech, and I really, really like it. And I think also I get to see how it can help people. Really can help people, especially the poor people. Okay, of which. Here in Africa and obviously in South Africa, there's a lot of very, very, poor people, and how they, by having the ability to have money on their phones, okay, or have a bank account, really does help them and helps their families. It helps their families live. It helps them put their children through school, which is so, so, so important. And it gives their children a future. So that's, for me, that's why I love working in this crazy world of fintech.
How does FinTech help people? Can you explain?
Yeah. Okay. So let's give an example. Okay. So I'm a farmer. Okay, on a farm in the middle of Uniondale. Okay, which I don't know whether you've ever been there, but it's middle of nowhere. Okay. So I'm a farmer, and what I farm today. So let's say I farm carrots. Okay, so I have my carrots and I get my carrots. Now I want to sell my carrots. Now I need to sell them today because I need to buy some food for my family tonight. Okay, because if I don't sell my carrots today, I can't put food on the table for my children and my wife and everything like that tonight. Okay, so if it's a bad day, say for example it's really raining, okay, and it's raining so hard that I can't get to the place where I know I'm going to sell my carrots, I then can't feed my family. Now with fintech, parts of fintech, what I can do is I can go onto my phone and I can say, I can't sell my carrots today, but I'm going to sell them tomorrow. Okay, so what I would like to do is have some money now for me selling something tomorrow. Does that make sense? So I'm basically saying to the fintech company, can you lend me some money today because I'm going to sell this tomorrow? Okay, and they'll do that. So I can then put food on the table for my family today. And that's really, really important. That's just one example. There are many, many, but that's just one sort of example that came to mind.
So, if FinTech is so cool, will there be robots and stuff in the future?
Well, hang on a minute. So, Faith, I need to just make sure that we're talking about the same thing here. So, when you say robots and I say robots, we need to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Given you're South African, when you say robots, are you talking about traffic
Not
lights,
traffic lights.
or are you talking about robots that do this? What are you talking about?
Very funny, not traffic lights.
So you talk about proper robots?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I do. I think there's something called artificial intelligence, called AI, which again you've probably heard maybe your mum or your dad or your grandparents even talking about. So that would definitely make a big difference. For me, I think what's going to be really exciting is you're going to be able to walk into a shop, okay, and rather than taking out your phone or your watch, you'll be able to do this. And then you can pay for something just by looking at your face. I think that's really cool. I think what else is going to be cool, and I'm not sure I would do it because I don't really like needles and things like that, but you can have a microchip put into your hand. So rather than having a phone or a watch, you can just go next to something, go zoom, like that, and it would pay for it. Right? I think that's really cool.
My grandpa loves computers. Is FinTech all about computers or?
Well, I think it's about a few things. Computers, definitely. Maths is very, very important. So is science. So science and computing. But I think being able to solve problems, because that's what fintech does. Certainly in Africa, fintech is all about how do we solve problems. And most of the problems that FinTech is trying to solve is for poorer people. Okay, so computers, definitely, you need to definitely understand computers or have an interest in that. Maths is really, really important as well. But I think more so it's really understanding how you can solve a problem, because if you can solve a problem, then that's a really good quality to have.
And kids learn about this stuff too.
Absolutely, there's some amazing, amazing things for kids. There's lots of really cool stuff on YouTube. I wouldn't necessarily watch me all the time because I can get a bit boring about this kind of stuff, right? So I probably don't talk to kids as much as I should do. But maybe, Faith, maybe, I mean, you'll have me back on at some point on Talking Success, and we can make this a regular thing, and I can talk about other things to do with FinTech and seeing whether we can get people of your age, a bit more interested in this mad, fascinating world. But there's definitely some programs around that can help you understand. I think, you know what, Faith, you asked me that question a minute ago about is computers really important to understand? And I said yes, and I said maths, and I also said being able to solve problems. But I think one of the the biggest things to learn is how to manage money. Okay, what does that mean? How do you turn? If you, I know you sell cupcakes. A little birdie told me you sell cupcakes, right? So if you've got, for example, 1,000 rand that you've earned by selling cupcakes, how do you take 1,000 rand and make that into 2,000 rand? Okay, how do you do that without necessarily having to do double the amount of work? Okay, so understanding money is really, really important as well. But there are lots and lots of amazing people out there who work on programs to help and work with people of your age, maybe even slightly younger and older, to understand money.
And what should I study if I want to work in FinTech when I'm older?
Ooh, the best place to study is a YouTube channel called Talking Success, because there you'll learn everything. No, I'm joking. What you need to study is maths. You need to study language. So, I mean, obviously for me it would be English. Maybe it would be English and Afrikaans, for example. You need to study science, okay, and probably things like economics. I mean, that goes maybe when you're in sort of matric, or whether you go into sort of varsity. But I think those are the sorts of things that you need to start focusing on. But all of this can be taught. And look, I had a very basic sort of schooling. Okay, I wasn't very good at school. I've got to be honest. I didn't like school, and I had to work really, really hard to understand what some of these very, very, very intelligent people were talking about. And do you want to know do you want to know the secret to that?
Yeah.
I ask lots of questions. Simple as that.
Thanks, Darren. I had so much fun. Did you?
Me too. Am I allowed to come back on at some point?
Of course you are.
Amazing. Well, listen, Faith, thank you very much for having me on your show. It's very nice to sit on this side of the table for once and not be on your side. I think you did a fantastic job, and maybe we should interview some people together.
Stay tuned for more Talking Success Kid Style. Bye.